What is up, FIFA Tiers? Hello and welcome back to the FUT Tiers Podcast, which is going to have a slightly different look this week, or slightly different sound, I should say, as we are joined by regular FIFA Tier Mersgoth.
Hello.
But we also actually have a guest on, as Brad's not available this week, so that's why Brad's not here. We were planning on having him on anyway, but he makes up the full numbers. Welcome in, Lind.
Thank you.
If you want to check out Lind, obviously he does have his links on Twitter. Where can we find you on the likes of Twitter and YouTube?
It's the same everywhere. It's just Lyndifyde, at Lyndifyde on Twitter, on the same with Twitch. YouTube, I'm not as consistent as you guys, but you do inspire me and I need to get uploading. So I am also on YouTube, but not many uploads on there yet, but ideally you'll see me on Twitch.
Because obviously when you're on FIFA, normally I believe you're more of a pro clubs person than anything else.
These days, yeah, I tend to do a lot of pro clubs now in the week, but obviously I still play in a Ultimate Team every day as well.
So, and obviously talking of Ultimate Team, we do have the latest promo to get into, that being Road to the Final, which is a bit weirdly timed considering half of the ties have already been played. At least the first leg has already been played.
Well, for the Champions League anyway.
For the Champions League, true, and Europa League.
Isn't that all the ties games for Europa League have been played rather than half? I think because they have an extra round, don't they?
Didn't they?
They have an extra round in Europa League, so they normally play at the same time. Whereas in Champions League, they split in half, don't they? So one week it's half the teams, the other week it's the other teams that are playing. So
they're on Thursday, most of the second leg playoffs for the Europa League, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So
that's this coming Thursday.
And I'm not sure about the other competition because, well, that's brand new this year.
It's normally same day, I think, for Conference League and Europa League. So I'd assume it's the exact same thing with the likes of Leicester. But looking at some of the cards, you may notice them from prior years. Nice little point to go on to here. It is fairly similar to the FIFA 20, I believe it was.
Yeah, I was literally going to mention that. Yeah.
So you've obviously got a Bale, which existed at the time, a Sanchez, which existed at the time.
He was at Manchester United, only at the time, I think.
Yes, he was.
United. Tellez was at Porto, but same difference.
Basically the same. Yeah.
Cuadrado's still at Juve. Renato Sanchez, I think, was on there.
Yes, it was.
Tolisso, was he an RTTF or was that team of the tournament that he had? Was Tolisso? I know he's had a UCL special.
He's had a lot of UCL cards, to be honest. I think Tolisso. He always ends up popping up out of nowhere, just because he's French. Probably.
That or a showdown, like he gets those sort of cards.
Yeah.
Alejandro Gomez.
But yeah, there's a few repeat offenders to say the least.
Yeah.
If it was maybe like 5 or 6. I could understand it. They want to release meta players. That's what they did at the time. Then they released some of the most meta players.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't mind seeing a couple of different faces from some of those clubs.
Just same old. And obviously, if you noticed, they've just gone with the links. So you've got Havertz that links to that Werner. You've got Tellez who links to the Fred. So they've obviously gone with like the things that are going to sell packs, but also the links as well. So
perfect links you've just mentioned as well.
Yeah.
Not just strong links, perfect links.
Perfect links, yeah, exactly.
Perfect links nonetheless, yeah.
Because obviously, with Tellez especially, we've just got a Shaw if you think about it. So we've got another United left back. I get it, he's a different player, but it's still very much recycled.
It is very much recycled, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at left backs. There's not many Brazilian left backs, at least. There's Renan Lodi.
Lodi, yeah. I don't think Sandro's had a good card.
Iago.
Yeah.
But there's no real proper good Brazilian
left
backs.
Alexandro will be getting a special card soon.
He probably will. Marcelo, let's be honest, he will as well.
I'm shocked he didn't get one during Team of the Year with someone like Marcelo.
I was convinced. Well, same with Dani Alves.
Saving him for FUT birthday, probably.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Probably. But the thing is, firstly, Marcelo's already had prior year FUT birthdays.
Yeah.
Not to get into that fact, but The one that annoys me probably the most, and I'm just looking up who it could have been an alternative here. Marcus Llorente has already got a signature signings card. This is one rating higher.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at who would have been a better option. Because technically even putting DePaul in rather than putting him as the Showdown SBC,
Okay.
you could have put him in here instead.
Yeah.
Scrolling through some of the Atletico players, Jimenez hasn't got a special card yet, I don't think.
Jimenez,
No.
obviously, it's down to position as well. So, how many central midfield? Oh, to be fair, there is
I would
Renato
say
Sanchez,
Koke.
Talisa.
I'd say for like Atletico, if you go for
Okay, yeah.
same
Koke,
nation,
yeah.
Koke.
Has he even had a special card yet? He usually gets one, doesn't he?
He normally gets one, but I don't
Sometimes,
think he's had one this FIFA yet.
It's normally an
so,
SBC with Koke as well.
I think
he's
last
not
year
wrong.
was
I normally
Hector
love it.
Herrera.
Yeah.
Hector Herrera was the one last year as well. Yeah, that was the SBC.
Yeah.
Fairly expensive SBC if I remember rightly for what it was. But yeah, it's the fact that it's someone who's already got a tradable special card that's only 200k less than this. It's like, what was the real point of this? Apart from the push packs, if you're just putting in
I think that's all it is, really, and that's the sad reality, I suppose, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. Tapping into some of the other ones, though, Jared Bowen getting an actual usable special
See,
card.
that's pretty damn cool. I like that.
That's-
I do.
They're the kind of ones we want.
And
Even
it's
the slightly
inexpensive as well.
Exactly, and not on that, he's popular, mate. He's in the limelight. In real life football, obviously, and he's, he's just. It looks like a fun card. If you're not someone who grinds a game every freaking day, that card will be just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, absolutely. I mean, talking of, there's now the obviously if you've been a United fan, you can reunite the crew. Chris Smalling's got a special card, as is Phil Jones.
Yeah,
Must be over the moon, Lind.
I'm absolutely buzzing with that. The greatest partnership United's ever seen. No. Yeah, you know what? Smalling, he always ends up getting it. Since he's actually been to Roma, I think he's got a special card every year, hasn't he? So,
yeah, he had a what if
much,
previously.
Yeah,
He had
an English player
team
in
of the
Serie A,
season.
you don't see it often, so I suppose it is kind of cool. But yeah, again, if he's had a card before, there's so many players they could use. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah,
Let's take a
that's
quick look
it.
at Roma. Hang on. Let me just have a look at Roma players that could have been eligible for this.
That, to be fair, there's
what's
a lot
the
of
name?
players that they could. To be fair, they've got no goalkeeper, so there you go.
Well, if they end up doing a Tammy Abraham, that's a good link, innit? It's a
That was the
link,
one
so.
I immediately looked at, was Tammy Abraham. He's got an inform, but nothing really beyond it.
No.
Pellegrini's someone who normally gets a special card anyway.
Yeah.
Zaniolo's already got the Rule Breakers SBC and had the Academy
Yeah, I
card,
forgot
I think,
about that.
last year or the year before.
Mkhitaryan,
I mean,
he usually gets a card as well, doesn't he?
He does. If you want to go outside the box, this would have excited you, Mers. Maitland-Niles, obviously now being there, could have got one.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
totally
That
forgot.
would be a very different. That would be a very different person to have in there.
But that would
But also-
require thinking from EA. That would require thinking.
Yeah, true.
They don't really want it. And also, because, to be fair, this wasn't leaked as well. So I feel this is very much a promo that they've just gone, let's quickly pick some players. Let's just copy and paste. Done.
Yeah.
Job done.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest, we was all waiting for that Kimpembe. We knew that was going to happen. It was inevitable.
Yeah. I've been trying to avoid mentioning it, but yeah, that Kimpembe, what's his current price?
It makes me feel sick looking at it.
1.2 mil.
Oh my days! Oh,
Of course he's going to be expensive. He's
How much is
basically
the
the meta
Renato?
centre back.
1.4 for the Renato. I thought I'd follow that up very quickly.
Yeah, 'cause I just noticed they're
1.4.
right
Another
next to each other,
card,
looking at each other, so sweaty. Oh,
and it's another card that had a signature signings as well. But that one is just Who else would you go for from Lille realistically?
yeah.
If you had
To
to
be fair,
think,
when you look at the Mahrez, already had a special card. Look how many City players are performing right now, and they've gone with someone who's already got a special card. I mean, I get it. They want to sell packs. He's 5-star skills. He's the meta, but I just think you'd want to have more fun with these sort of promos.
Well, the one for City would probably have to be Grealish. I'm trying to think of like City players that haven't had a special card so far. John Stones has got the man of the match.
He's got a man of the match out as we speak.
Yeah. So obviously the defenders you got. Obviously
What about
Ruben Dias,
Rodri? Rodri in defensive
Rodri,
mid.
yeah. Rodri's not got one.
Yeah, that would have been a good shout.
Even
actually.
Gundogan's had what two big special cards already. You know.
Gundogan.
He had the Rule Breakers and he got a moment's SBC. Yeah,
He did, exactly, so, you know.
They don't have the most candidates, but yeah, Rodri seems... They're trying to fill certain voids, and they went for an attacker instead of maybe a midfielder.
Because we can't even blame it on the meta anymore. I don't think we can just blame it on stats, because we've seen players that have been boosted pace, dribbling, everything, even defenders, you know, with like in 80s dribbling, which is mad. So we can't just blame it on, it's the player, like they're too slow, like Hummels, they're too slow. Well, they can boost pace now. Do you know what I mean? They've done it.
I know, but the problem is, I don't think a lot of the player base actually pays attention to outside of the so-called meta players. Like, even though they're boosting stats on these players, I think the player base is so fixated on certain players. Like, because I do the team reviews, the number of times I just see people going with Ligue 1 because that's what the pros are doing. That's what the the big content creators are doing and stuff like that. So everyone is like sheep and they just follow suit rather than going, oh, actually, that like Liga NOS has got nice cards. Eredivisie's got nice cards. There's like the people say, oh, Prem is normally the go-to for building teams, even though there are a lot of good players in the Prem. People seem to actually be ignoring the Premier League this year. Everyone just wants a Ligue 1 team.
It's true.
Just a bit boring. Come on, guys. There's like some nice cards here. Like you're saying, Bowen. Oh yeah, sure. Not exactly got the best of stats, but he has got critical good stats. A 90 pace, like you get a Hunter on that. That's max pace, and with the Hunter, that's going to be over 90 shooting. Like, what more do you want from a winger? Do you want like?
It's true. It's very you know making. And to be fair, you know, going back to stats, like they're even giving like players extra stars on the. You know, they're even making a play with 4-star skills to 5-star or 3-star to 4-star. So they can It can be a bit more variety because they can move things around, you know. Like, does it really matter if they give a player 4-star skills, or does that, you know, or they get an extra weak foot? Like, it doesn't hurt. So
have they actually done that with any of these cards? Because I know, obviously, Road to the Final is like an ordinary upgrade sort of chain, so I don't think they've done anything fancy necessarily with these cards. I don't think, but other promos obviously they have.
Well, yeah, look at the Ozil, you know, 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot.
That's
exactly what I was going to.
I was going to say that's the SBC though. That's a moment.
True. Like I know, like that Sanchez looks really good. Right, I'm just looking at him now, and he's great stats, but and you know he probably won't get another card. Let's be honest, Sanchez. But he may do. It's, you know, who knows? But like he's 3-star weak foot, and like a lot of you could just do 4-star. Do you know what I mean? Just because he's only that cheap because he's got that 3-star weak foot.
Yeah. Essentially, and probably because he's also Serie A, I feel.
Oh, he's Serie A, Chile, not this league. You know, the league this year it's not as ideal, but still, you know,
still gives Vidal a nice perfect link.
But
I don't think there's a goalkeeper in this promo from what I've seen.
Wow,
and
this is a trend.
And do you know what league needs a goalkeeper desperately? You mentioned it earlier, Mers. The Liga NOS. You could have just given Adan. You could have just given Adan a goalkeeper card.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Sporting, isn't he?
He's at Sporting.
Yeah.
They're getting absolutely smashed. It wouldn't get upgraded. It'd be a card that everyone would moan about. They're packing it.
But I know what you're saying. Like, there's no goalkeeper there, so.
As an 85.
Or even if I'm just looking purely at Sporting at the moment, you could give Goncalves a card. Like, obviously he had a lot of cards last year. I think he had the Future Stars and a Team of the Season. Which were mental cards. He could be available for a right wing card, but then we start falling into the trap of me saying, "Oh, this guy had 2 good cards last year." Maybe that's where they. I don't know. Let's be honest, that didn't cross their mind.
Yeah,
that's just hypocrisy on my part.
If we're being honest, they're literally just trying to sell packs. I think that's all it is. I think they don't overthink it. You know, because their numbers aren't going down; they're going up every year. Because the casuals, like, and I'm not insulting casuals, they can still enjoy the game as much as we do. But that's why they don't have to put a thought process into it. They can just recycle these players because they know people are gonna open packs because you've got a buddy Mane in there. You've got a Sanchez, Kimpembe, who are insanely good. You know what I mean? So They're just gonna. Why change what works? I suppose for them, I'm guessing their mindset is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gonna try and get any of these cards, Lind?
Hey, it would be nice. To be honest, you know what? I've always loved Gareth Bale. I'm a United fan, but I have always loved Gareth Bale in any FIFA. So I won't mind trying that card out if I'm honest.
Striker Bale, this is absurd to me. That normally you'd see a Striker Bale card and it's sitting at minimum 500k to a mil.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
This is sitting at 287.
And he's just gonna go lower if you think about
it. Exactly, and that's this market.
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
Bale being worth that little. 4-star. Is that an upgrade on his? Yeah, it's 4-star, 3-star. So they actually upgraded him. Yeah. So they did upgrade Bale to have 4-star, and that card. Yeah, I absolutely want that card. That is right up my alley. As a Spurs fan.
Yeah, and I'm not hating on the card. I'm not going to say no to a Renato Sanchez and a Kimpembe. I might I'm not dumb, but I'd rather have it tradable so I can sell them.
Yeah, true.
But fair, I'm not going to say no to them. But I don't know.
All I'm going to say is we might get them. We do have. We've not recorded it yet, but we do have Path to the Future to record, and we will have 10 player picks. So the chances of landing them is very, very small. But you never know. We might hit a jackpot. I managed to pack Future Stars out of one of them. Still lost. Basically, it's not my game mode. But I don't think I've found my game mode yet. But moving on to some other things that came out today. We mentioned the player pick. Obviously, there is another thing that's come out today, Mers, which I think you're going to cover.
That is correct, which is Icon Swaps 2 has come out. I've been wanting this to come out for a few weeks because it's kind of want something to grind towards. I know obviously we've had Future Stars and stuff, but I think everyone likes doing the Icon Swaps grind because it's decent packs. Obviously, icons that people can grind towards and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a normal situation. 2 batches of 9 sets of tokens. I'm not going to go through what the objectives are. You can easily check those out. But what I will do is go through what is available in the Icon Swaps though. So I am in this store right now. So it's showing the expensive. So we're going from expensive down to the cheapest. So Grinchka is 17 tokens. So that's the most expensive thing that we can get. So that's not too bad. That's prime version of him.
Yes, it's a great card. Mm-hmm. It's a really good card.
Have the 92 plus prime or moments pack. Now this is going to be interesting because in Icon Swaps 1 with the player pick they forgot to put the prime icons into it. Now I wonder if they're going to make the same mistake because the moments players haven't actually been released yet. So if might be a case of they haven't put it into the code, but more likely is they would have learned from their mistakes. But this is EA at the end of the day; they could make the same mistake again.
True.
So
True.
The moments pack, if you can grind out quickly, could be something to potentially go. If you are watching content creators and you notice that there's no moments in, maybe get yourself that, and then you get an additional one free of charge. Then for 15, we have a prime icon player pick, which will be one of 3 prime icons. Then for 14 tokens, we have Fabio Cannavaro. He's going to be his moments version.
Card.
Moments.
Yeah, this is moments.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the moments for that one. Oh wow, I didn't notice that.
So moments Cannavaro is available.
Yeah, there's 2 moments, I believe, in the full set. Then for 13 tokens, we have 92 plus prime icon pack. Then we have
that's decent for 13 tokens, also.
Yeah, 12 tokens. We have mid or prime icon player pick, which I think is quite a good one because you could do that and also get the 83 plus times 25 pack, or potentially the cheaper too. We got prime Cafu for 11 tokens.
For 11 tokens, that's a cracking.
That is a steal.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's brilliant. He's unreal.
I never noticed he had 4-star skills, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. Like he's to be fair, Cafu was always good on the ball. Like
he was.
Yes, and he's the best icon right back available as well. So
I'd say so.
Having packed the other 93 rated right wing back Brazilian prime icon, it does feel slightly bittersweet not having it as Cafu, but it's still good nonetheless.
It's still a good card, yeah. Like
it's very
similar, but like Cafu just edges it realistically. So
yeah,
the fact I found out he's got 4 stars, why I'm suddenly getting a bit more annoyed.
Then
won't lie.
For 10 tokens, you have 2 options. So the first option is a moment Steven Gerrard. So that
Liverpool fans will be buzzing at that.
Yeah, and it's not too bad if you want a box-to-box style midfielder. Then we also have a 91 plus mid or prime icon pack. Obviously, you're still going to get some duds in that, but it helps reduce the L options realistically in that one. But I think there's also a few good cards that get chopped out of that. Like I believe Patrick Vieira.
Hullet gets dropped out of the mid version.
So
he's 90.
You've also got like a Baresi in there.
So yeah,
you do have Baresi just hanging in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You just know he's just chilling there. You just know
he's just lingering.
I'm avoiding that if I'm honest.
So the only mids you can get, I've got them here, is you can get Baggio, Van Basten, Matthias, Yashin, Cruyff, Baresi, Eusebio, Dino, Maldini, Garincha, Puskas, Zidane, Ronaldo, Pele, Maradona. So
chances
outside of about 2 mid icons, that's if you get a mid, unless those mids are Van Basten, Yashin, and Baresi, and maybe I guess Baggio, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
You're getting what is most likely a dub.
Yeah, I tried. Now you said it, that does sound promising.
It does, and it's most likely what I might be going for. Then for 9 tokens, we have Stoichkov and his prime version. Then we have a prime icon pack for 8 tokens. Xavier Hernandez prime for, or I should say Xavi, for God's sakes. Why am I saying Xavier Hernandez?
7 tokens for Xavi. A prime Xavi is very nice.
Yes.
It is very nice.
A good old Thierry Henry, but it's only the mid version of Thierry Henry for 6 tokens.
I've not used that card this year, but I've not heard good things.
Yeah, the problem is like the work rates and then the balance sort of situation with Thierry Henry is always.
Obviously he's 6'2" as well, so he's it's going to feel big.
Bit clunky
63
as well.
balance
probably.
is not a good look.
No.
And then we have the usual suspects in the icon swaps: 83 plus times 25 for 5, 82 plus times 25 for 2, and 81 plus times 25 for 2 tokens. So obviously with the fact that there's the 18 tokens, if you were to get all 18 tokens, what would you go for, Lind?
Is it bad that I'm still very tempted to just go for the packs at the start? Like
No,
I just think they're so it's. I know it's an easy option. I know near enough everyone's going to go get them packs, but I think I would. It's just so much fodder, first of all, and you just.
Yeah. I think it's more bang for your buck, basically. Essentially, that's what it is. And it makes sense because, like you say, it's fodder, which you can do for player SBCs. You could do for the icon SBCs, because then, rather than doing an icon pack and not necessarily know who you're getting, you're doing an icon that you know what you're getting at the end of it, and you could get promo players as well, which people you might want for your team. So
100%.
The pack makes sense, and then obviously it's then. What would you go for the second option? Thierry Henry, Xavier Hernandez, Xavi. I'll keep reading the thing. Prime icon pack, Stoichkov, 91 plus, or Steven Gerrard. What would you do?
Well, depending if he's gone for all the packs, then he's used 10 of them.
Oh yeah,
well, I've used 10 of them. So
prime icon pack, Xavi or Henry then. Yeah, so one of those 3.
For me, it's between Xavi or the prime icon pack. Probably the Prime Icon pack, to be honest, because I just don't feel like
everyone loves a gamble, didn't they?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
surprise
do.
Sorry, a surprise mechanic.
So bad. It's so bad.
A surprise mechanic. God.
Yeah, exactly. Surprise mechanics, of course. Chavi's really nice, but I just feel like with the moments coming out soon, there's so many more promo cards. Like Chavi's probably debatably the greatest midfielder of all time, but in FIFA terms, you know what I mean? Like there's gonna be so many cards better than him. So I think I'd just take the gamble if I'm honest. Go for the Prime Icon pack. Get a cheeky Arnan.
Well, that's it.
Cheeky Arnan.
A cheeky Arnan, exactly. It's not that hard, is it?
Because I think with the Prime Icon pack as well, if you get an L, it's not really going to affect your team too much because your team's going to be what?
Not at all. Yeah, exactly.
It's just a case of take the gamble. If you get a win, there you go. You improve your starting team.
But I do think the other options are great. Like they are. I just think because moments is right around the corner, and you've got to think Icon swaps is what 2 months.
This one's going to be. I think there's only 28 days on this.
Oh yeah,
this
27 days. Yeah, I've just seen. Yeah,
it's a lot less now. Normally it would be 2 whole seasons, but because they didn't want to put it too early, I guess. Around certain points, they've just left it a little bit.
Even then, it's still a while to wait. There's so much that happens in 2 weeks of FIFA.
I've got my suspicions why they held it. By the way, I have. If I'm looking at this honestly, the reason I believe they've held it 2 weeks is because there's now only 1 week left for your year in review to get your packs if you've not done that yet. So if they'd have done that from the beginning, that's 30 games done in squad battles, or not 30 games, but you probably get about 6 games done in squad battles. I feel there's some slight little bit of cheekiness from EA here to try and just make sure that you don't double up on that or finish yours off, etc. really quickly.
Interesting.
If you'd have done that straight away, if this would have come out straight away, people would have had about 12 games already on there. Because I believe you can do both of them straight off the bat. It was out for about a month, so it would have been there just as it would have switched over if they'd have done it. No, it wouldn't have. What am I saying?
Oh yeah, don't like giving away, do they? So It
would have given people more of an incentive to play squad battles early, outside of doing Chalaba and the likes. It would just been another incentive to just push to get them done. So that might have been maybe a factor why it's 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
What about you, Luke? Because I know sometimes you like being a bit more unorthodox when it comes to these sort of things.
Now, as a beneficiary of last time when EA didn't put things in packs, I would be tempted to take that gamble again.
Yeah.
I did get a free Prime Laurent Blanc out of it, so who am I to say no to just gambling all that away?
Yeah.
But if I'm talking on the alternate account, there's a few different ways you can go. Like obviously, if I'm talking the main account, on that one, I could just take the Cafu. That would be 11 tokens, and then you can just go packs.
Yeah.
So then you go and take the 83 and the 81.
Oh, you know what? That we just said that sounds good. That sounds
if you avoid
really
taking
good.
The 82, you can get the Cafu. That's where my brain went straight away. How can I get Cafu for cheap?
Yeah.
So if you get 7 tokens for the 83 and the 81 times 25, you still replenish your club a fair bit.
Yeah.
And then you have 11 tokens left for your Marcus Cafu, or just straight up Cafu.
And that's that Cafu, let's be real, it's end game. You know what I mean? You don't have to change it.
Yeah, that's probably going to be your end game right back, or at least for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a way through it. And you get to try out a new icon that you've not used this year, because obviously it's just this year.
True.
If you
I think the only thing about it is it's obviously Cafu's a right back. No one really cares about full backs. So, but if you are interested, I actually think it's a really good shout, Cafu.
And the thing is, in the meantime, because obviously you can't get the tokens to do the Cafu at the moment, because obviously you only got the 9. In the meantime, if something else comes out, like in a promo, a different right back that looks like proper end game material, or looks somehow better than Cafu, which I highly doubt.
Yeah.
But if that does happen, then obviously you got the option of changing your mind.
Yeah.
At that point.
Exactly.
Then.
So if you have Team of the Year Hakimi and don't need this Cafu, you can do something else. That's absolutely fine. But it's a very solid card that you would have no need to replace anytime soon. This could last you a couple of months. until probably
30s,
next icon swaps, let's
basically.
be honest. In which then we're getting into the point where we start dropping the 81 times 25 and we start gaining the 84 times 20 and stuff like that. So that'll probably be my preferred one on my main account, but I think just sod it, gamble for content on the prime or moments. 92 plus, it might as well just say, in my opinion, it might as well just say.
So moments as well. You know, I'm actually really looking forward to moments this year.
I'm trying to think who doesn't, out of the moments cards, who doesn't actually get 92 plus.
Who doesn't?
Ooh. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? It's 92 plus prime or moments. So I think it would just be limiting some of the primes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think whose primes are rubbish enough to not get that.
It has like a 90 rated.
True.
Prime,
it stops a Nakata.
Nakata, Zambrotta.
Oh, Zambrotta's actually one I wouldn't mind.
And Zambrotta at moments
it actually stops really a lot of them. I am talking a lot of rubbish here.
The only thing is obviously it's a big gamble because you got to think the market as well this year. Prime, I've seen some prime icons like under 200k. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
It's the fact that it's not the player pick like last time. The fact it's a pack.
Yeah.
That wording also might put me off of the gamble.
Yeah.
Although it is content, so.
It is content. It is true.
You've always got to remember about that content. Sometimes the gamble's worth it. You just got to put it out there and pray.
It does surprise me that they have made it a pack rather than a pick, even if it was a 1 of 2 pick. Because normally they do like making those sort of like really expensive ones.
Oh, imagine two. Imagine getting 2 terrible ones though. Oh no, that would be heartbreaking.
Less about my first one of last series or last season, where I got Nedved's mid and who else is it? It was someone worse than Nedved because I took Nedved.
Some very bad ones.
See, Nedved's an interesting one because I actually quite like Nedved in game, but he's just one of them ones where like you don't feel like he's good for that long. You know, you can feel him wear out after like a few weeks.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember who was in my most viral video. That's worrying.
Yeah, I think with that sort of situation with a Nedved is if you want to use him, you have to be a fan of him. Like you
it's a solid card. It's not one you'd write home about, but I'm not going to slag it off. It's not a terrible card. Oh, I got Schmeichel was the other one. That's why I forgot who it was. There we go. I purged that from my memory.
Oh dear.
I mean, if they mess up and you get a free extra pack, yay.
Yeah.
But if not, you just got to suck it up and remember, you could have had a lot of fodder instead. And then that fodder could be actually something useful.
But I do feel now that they've made the changes to Div Rivals, that need to do those like the lesser packs for the fodder is a bit lessened now. I think at the start of FIFA and before they made the increase in the packs, I think that would have definitely been an essential thing to do. But I think more people can take a gamble now because last week it was the first time I've actually got a walkout in my Div Rival rewards this FIFA. That
really?
Isn't the end of season rewards, that is. So the weekly reward pack.
I know the ones. I mean, I know that I can benefit from the end of season ones with my Di Natale still that I won't let go. But really, not a single that's mental.
Yeah.
Rough, eyes rough.
It's because of the fact that it's I always called it the number game. So the more packs you open, the better chance of getting things like your fodder and stuff like that. That's why I always complained about the fact that it was only 1 pack, or 2 packs every single week for Div Rivals. Because it's like you open it up, oh great, I've got an 83 or an 84 rated player. Great, what am I meant to do with this? I want to do this player SBC. And then the FUT Champ rewards as well, not helping in that sort of situation because being tradable. When are you realistically going to get something amazing in a tradable pack?
When you're lucky like me sometimes.
Oh yeah, the Luke luck. That's what it is. The Luke luck.
You're goddamn right.
Oh, you spend your coins, get yourself a nice moment. No, was it moments? It was moments Vieira, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was moments Vieira. Last year. Yeah. Moments Vieira and Team of the Year, CDM of Dreams, Jamie Vardy, who we didn't mention in the earlier bit. Yeah, he's also got himself that promo.
Missed that.
They changed his work rate, so that CDM of Dreams is no more, and that hurts. They changed. I didn't even notice it all year. But yes, he's now high medium, not high high, and that no longer works for me.
High medium. Oh God, for a CDM.
No, I mean, no. Normally, most people play Jamie Vardy at striker, but now he's high medium.
Wait. Oh, you're talking about Vardy. Oh God. Wait.
Yeah. I did that previous years. Yeah. Until this year, he was high.
Yeah.
From about FIFA 16 to present day, and now he's high
yeah,
medium.
it's fair. He doesn't stop running, does he?
And that high medium means he's no longer my CDM of dreams. Brings a tear to my eye.
No, he's going to actually have to use him as striker, or maybe even a cam potentially.
Yeah.
Don't, Mers.
Actually, you saying that, playing him CDM, that I've seen a lot of people use Haaland in midfield, which is really interesting. I don't know if it's his physique, I don't know, but I see some people use players in weird positions.
Maybe they thought because he's tall, he might be like Patrick Vieira or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's high work rates, which is what I would probably do something stupid like this, but he does only have 45 defending. The upside to when Vardy had it, stuff like that is he's got in the 50s at least. I think last year, even with the FUT birthday and the team of the season, he got into the 60s. And that's when I was like, yeah, he's going definitely.
What is that with like a shadow or?
Oh, that's without. That's without.
Oh, so if you want to boost it, then you never know. I get an anchor on him, could be a beast.
Exactly what I did. Stuff like that. Well, I think I put a powerhouse on him, going like, oh look, yeah, passing. His passing's not the best. His defending's not the best. Let's put it on both. But yeah, that the end of that one.
Yeah, I think that's all we can really say about icon swaps, really. But what about football? Isn't it been a good week for you, Luke? In some ways.
Yeah, it gives with one hand and it takes away the other.
Yeah.
Life got in the way of an even better time for me. I should have been in Manchester this weekend, but I couldn't because of the storm and all the travel restrictions that were in place on Friday when I was meant to head down. Or say head up to Manchester. I was meant to watch the City Spurs game.
Oh, it's so tough, man. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, a great result. Absolutely buzzing about the result. Roller coaster of emotions, possibly match of the season. But dear God, like the fact I was meant to be there in person, actually had seats near the front row at the end where the first goal went in. It wouldn't have been at the end. It wouldn't have been dramatic. I'd have been in the home end. So that would have been really awkward, not celebrating the penalty, etc., and then absolutely losing it when Kane scores up the other end. But what a match! And I'm happy overall, but it's just such a missed opportunity. It was in the pipeline for 3 to 4 weeks, no, 3 to 4 months, I should say. I think I booked everything up as of like November.
Yeah,
I was trying to basically work all this stuff out. And for it to fall through at the last minute, really, from a storm that's the worst in 30 odd years.
I know, just a luck. It's just so unlucky.
Everything lined up to be, and my brother even said to me, "It's like, what's the betting that when you don't go, we're gonna win?" I was like, "I mean, yes, but
it's massive.
It's not just a win; it's a late dramatic win."
Yeah,
and it's a double over City.
A double, you want to say double over, the best team in the league. Let's be honest.
Depending on who you ask, like some people say Liverpool. I know that's not going to be the fondest.
Yes, Liverpool.
But Liverpool are obviously in the title hunt again. With
6 points behind now.
I think so.
With a game in hand as well.
That. Game in hand, and obviously they play each other. So title race.
That's going to be a massive game this year then.
Exactly. I've got to take this back from a couple of weeks ago where I said the title race is over. It is not over. Somehow Tottenham have influenced it. I haven't been able to say that since about 2016, 17.
Crazy.
But yeah, we seem to have City's number these days. It's really weird.
It is weird, especially since how you've been this season.
Yeah, like Kane's hit the ground running just as he wants to just show off his price tag a little bit more to
of course.
Son's obviously always incredible against City. I think they said as a stat mid-game, although there was one thing that really made me enjoy that even more. The first stat that was mentioned was how, well, it was 2 stats technically. City's front line have all scored more than Kane this season. All members of their front line that started. And then also went and said, Kane's got as many goals this season as City got midweek against Sporting in the league. And then he goes ahead and puts in a man of the match performance. 2 goals.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, he was great. He was great, to be fair, Kane.
And then what a pass actually through to Son.
Great ball.
Son, I think, that he'd scored in the last 4 games against City. Or last 4 wins.
Son has?
I think it was before today. Before that game, I believe he'd been basically scored in the last 3 or 4 games against City that we'd won.
That's impressive. That's a good start. That's a really impressive start.
Obviously, they're now tied for the record for most contributions to each other in Premier League history. They're tied with Lampard and Drogba now on 36.
And
less about Tottenham.
They are pretty iconic as well. Do you know? That is great. You know what I mean? That is a great start.
That is a great partnership that I thought wasn't going to hit it based off the way they were going this season. But less about Tottenham. Obviously, you both enjoyed your weekends with how this game's gone. Mers, do you want to touch on the game against Brentford?
Yeah, Arsenal managed to win 2-1 against Brentford with we did have Lacazette start, but it's another game without a striker actually physically scoring for us, which is actually good news in some ways because we've only got Nketiah and Lacazette at the club, which isn't great. So we do need goals to come from elsewhere, and Smith Rowe and Saka getting on the score sheet. They're definitely the stars of the Arsenal team this season.
The ballers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a goal, might I say, from Saka. That was an absolutely beautiful goal he scored.
And they're going to definitely need to do much more of that, for the remainder of the season if we wanted to get into the top 4. Obviously, they did get a late goal. Good old Brentford. And it was, I think Norwood scored in the previous fixture against us as well. So he's done 2 goals against us.
So what pressure though on Saka and Smith Rowe? You know,
one injury to one of them could be catastrophic.
You needed a striker.
You could say that for a lot of teams though. If one injury to Jared Bowen, West Ham fall apart.
True. To be fair, their form right now is worrying.
It is worrying. That is one to look at as sort of they've been stuttering in recent weeks. They're sort of doing what they did. Even with Lingard arriving last season, they also had a little bit of a splutter. They were top 4 contenders, and then they fell off a little bit. They went into the Europa League. They still finished ahead of Tottenham. Not going to start cussing out any sort of West Ham fans, but they seem to be, spluttering at the moment in arguably a more competitive environment. Yeah. So we don't know where that's fully going. Obviously, if United lose a couple players, they've got depth. But if say they lose De Gea now, I think.
If we lost De Gea right now, jeez.
Yeah. Henderson's a good backup, but De Gea has been performing out of his skin this season.
He's been unreal, unreal. Obviously, the goal he conceded, against Leeds, that was a bit sus. I can't lie, the cross. But other than that, you know what? He's looked amazing.
Do you know what I described that goal as? I described that as David Seaman Ronaldinho all over again.
Oh,
that's what it gave me. That's what it gave me vibes of.
Yeah, just a freak goal. Just a freak goal. Yeah.
Just a freak goal, a cross that's then gone in over the keeper's head. The only thing that happened was De Gea didn't collapse into the net.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's the only way that's not the same. But apart from being a free kick as well. Less about that. Honestly, I am thankful that Norwood or someone scored in the Arsenal game because my brother may or may not have had a thing where he had said 2-0 Saka to score any time. And I didn't want him to land that because it's a sort of points-based thing. It's not he's not actually put a bet on, but it's a season-long thing. You accumulate points over the season. The person who has the most points wins the pot. So I didn't want him to land that. So the fact it was a cruel VAR disallowed and offside given, re-allowed goal, smug as anything. Because I'm still leading that now, so that's always good. But some other games to touch on. RB Leipzig absolutely smashing. I think it was it Hertha or was it Union Berlin? I need to double check on that. It was Hertha Berlin.
Yeah.
6-1. There was a red card. There was 2, but 1 got overturned. Although our boy Andre Silva did get benched. So that's
Oh, you gutted.
tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
He did come on, didn't score. But they're going on to the Team of the Week predictions as a result of this. It is predicting Danny Olmo, the man who got himself a recent SBC in his... I was going to say it was a Moments, or was it a...
Honourable mention, was it?
Honourable mentions.
Yeah.
So he's predicted to get an inform this week. Although, as I say, it could be Nkunku, 1 goal, 2 assists.
Nkunku, wow, like someone is going to grab him up in the summer. You just know it.
Somewhat, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You'd
you
think
just
they're
know
going
it.
to slap
Like,
a big old price
well.
tag on him, and he will go.
Yeah.
Jadon Sancho is predicted to get one alongside Harry Kane and Aubameyang, who's had a good debut for Barcelona.
Hat-trick.
Or not, I don't know if it's debut, but a good opening.
I think it was his first game at the Camp Nou, also. Oh no, it was away, wasn't it?
I don't know, honestly.
I actually don't know. I knew he got a hat-trick though, and obviously...
First start, maybe?
Was it a hat-trick? You know, like Pedri was a bit unlucky with that, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, true. But yeah, Sancho finally kicking in some form.
To be fair, he's been really good even when we've been playing bad. Weeks. Yeah. He's been fantastic.
3 assists or 1 goal for 2 assists in recent weeks.
I mean, you know, he's taking on players. He's exciting. I think he's got to think more when he's in the box. You know, that final pass now and then. You know, he just because he's doing too much on the ball, like he don't look up. But other than that, he's been unplayable at times on the pitch. Like he was brilliant against Leeds. He's my man of the match for sure.
Having a look here, we've got Savanir. The headline is possibly looking to get an upgrade from his performance.
Yeah.
Hullet Club.
Other interesting cards though. There's supposedly this is, as I say, supposedly a striker version of Dan Juma on the way.
Yeah.
Would be interesting. Yeah. What rating would he go up to as well?
This is predicting 84 rated.
84. So yeah.
It's got an 81 in form, and he's got the RTTK card.
Yeah.
I think it'd be matching. No, he got an 86 now, hasn't he? He got an upgrade or an 87. So it's looking like an 84 upgrade unless he gets the featured. They normally like to give featured out. They've changed it. Vikanji getting, I think, an 85 the other week, but they normally like to go an 84 for the featured. Timber is a card that's looking like one that might get.
Oh, is it Ajax Timber? Is
yes.
it? Oh,
that is our favourite Ajax centre back who has pace.
Pace, yeah.
Sorry, Daily Blind. You're not quite a team of the season yet.
Eredivisie lovers would certainly like that, especially with Martinez having a card out.
Martinez, Gravenberch, future star, just recently come out.
As well, yeah. That's a nice little triumph, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Good Dutch league there, looking good.
As someone who does have a Dutch league team, or mainly a Dutch league team, plus Andre Silva and friends, that would be a nice little addition.
That would be a really nice left side if you've got that Tagliafico as well, who got a special card. Then you've got the Neres or the Anthony on the wing. So.
Oh, there's so many options in that league. I'm trying to think of a right back right now, which I
don't think they've got other than the objective card that came out like in the previous set of Eredivisie.
I'm on the look for science.
Can't remember what his name is.
Owusu. There we go.
Yeah.
He was the Foundations player from earlier on, as you were mentioning.
Yeah.
Lafont looking like the goalkeeper. So people who like the current
Lafont again.
Lafont,
would that be his third inform?
Possibly.
It is his third inform.
Wow, so that'll be an 86, won't it?
Yes, that's what it's predicting here as an 86. Not many other really noticeable ones. You've got Marega, who normally gets a special card most years. Obviously, I used to love it when he was at Porto and have the 90 pace, 90 plus physical, decent shooting, just bully anyone off the ball style player.
Oh, yeah, I do remember them cards, yeah.
Those Musa Marega cards. He's got an inform possibly incoming, which that's the Saudi league, so I think that would link to your Anderson Talisca's.
Yeah, of course. He's recently been upgraded, hasn't he?
He got an upgrade last week, or I think this week. So there's a few little options in there. There's a Mooney Ayin, which you're not going to really touch, and then Alvarez has predicted a third in form. I think he's got himself a hat trick, so that should be a third in form for Alvarez, the guy who's signed for Man City and been loaned back to.
Oh yeah, well I think that was a good bit of business. To be fair, from City, they needed a striker. So obviously we'll see how he's like in the Prem.
Well, they season. Needed a striker now.
they do need one now. They do. I still think they'll. If I'm honest, I think they're still the favourites to go win the league.
I reckon they're still favourites, but just because they're favourites doesn't mean they'll convert it.
True.
But this Alvarez card already looks fairly strong anyway. 93 pace, 83 shooting, 83 passing.
Obviously, the only thing is South American football is very different to European football, so we'll see how that pans out.
It is very, very much like that, but remember how Gabriel Jesus hit the ground running when he joined City, replacing Iheanacho fairly seamlessly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And then he got injured.
We don't know.
Absolutely ruined the one-to-watch card that he had.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much all from the team of the week / this week in football this week, in which that would just lead us on to our final section of the week, which is
Q&A, but Q&A with a twist. So normally, obviously, it's we answer the viewers' questions and stuff. But as we have a guest with Lyndifyde, we thought, do you know what? Let's get some of his thoughts and opinions off of this FIFA so far and like certain bits and pieces. So let's start off with, what do you think of the current FIFA 22 and how it stacks up against like previous FIFAs, the gameplay side of things? Just tell us what you feel about FIFA 22 so far.
I'd say overall a positive experience. However, it's, as recent FIFA have been, it's still got its big problems. It can be very much a mixed bag of emotions sometimes. I do think it's much better than the previous 2 years, if I'm honest. And obviously 19 for me, the worst FIFA of all time. But overall, I've actually enjoyed my experience where the content's been good enough again. The gameplay, obviously the patches can be hit and miss for everyone, but overall, I'll be honest, this year I've not been playing it constantly every day to the point where I'm already wanting to give up on it. I've still got that sort of juice in me where when I'm getting on the game, I'm actually looking forward to actually playing the gameplay. So I think there's a lot that comes into it, but overall I think I've had a positive experience so far.
Do you think there's been too many promos, or do you think, because this was a question that was asked upon us, do you think there's too many promos? Is there not enough promos?
You know what, I think if I'm being honest, I think there's a good balance at times. I thought I'm trying to think when they brought out a bunch of them objective cards and that the Neres and that French striker, sometimes
Banza.
And sometimes that Bamba, and that was a great promo, and I think that's going to come down as a very underrated promo as well, because that was we needed content during that time, and previous to that we had nothing for a while, and everyone was I was watching content creators and there was fuming with the content, but I think overall I think it's fine. I think there's been a good balance, especially now. I think there's more content than ever. I think there's so many stuff I've got to be doing, that Shalaban objectives. So menu wise, I think it's fine at the minute. So yeah, I don't think there's too much or too little as for now.
Okay, so what has been your favourite promo then so far? So obviously talking about Rule Breakers, was it there with the Bamba?
Banza.
Banza. It was Banza. Sorry, Banza up front. Yeah, that was a real. I forgot what the promo was called.
That was the Squad Foundations.
It wasn't even a promo, was it? That was Squad Foundation. But if we're talking about promo, it usually is the case for the past few years. To be honest, Future Star, just because it's not recycled content. We're getting new, fresh youngsters, players we've sometimes never even heard of. I think that's quite exciting, and it's different to what we get in the other promos. the usual suspects, let's say. But so yeah, probably Future Side. It usually is the same answer, new enough for the past 2 years it's been. But yeah, I really like Future Side just because there's some cool youngsters that you've probably never heard of or just never seen in the game that I've got other cards.
Okay. What's your favourite card been so far this FIFA?
Ooh, so that's a good one. That's a really good one. It's hard to just pick out one player. I'm actually looking at my team right now.
Okay.
It's hard just to say one player, but
because
this could be just anyone as well. Do you want an icon, do you want a special card?
It doesn't have to be a special card. It could be just a player as a whole. Because like Luke's favourite is obviously Andre Silva. Mine is Luis Diaz, which are like two not so obvious players. So is yours?
Yeah.
It could be along those lines, or is it? Could be the most capped player as well, I guess, for your club.
I think it's hard to pick between mid best or Flashback Kane. I think that Flashback Kane is insanely overrated. Like, yeah, honestly, he's my favourite striker I've used this year. Like, I don't know, I wasn't expecting to enjoy him so much, and I thought he'd be out of my team in no time. But I just can't see him getting out of the squad anytime soon. And I know moments he's around the corner and swaps us out, but I just love that card so much, and I think it's actually its last day. So you can have him. I'm not sure, but so I would recommend that card to anyone. Get him done, because honestly, he's brilliant. He's honestly brilliant. So yeah, probably Kane, to be fair.
I think, to be fair, when it comes to strikers, like once you find somebody that clicks within the team, it's very hard to try and oust them out of the team or replace them, because like trying to find somebody that then can do the same thing straight off the bat. Like, I don't know about you two, but I find sometimes I might get a player and it might actually take maybe 5 games to actually physically get used to the card and then actually go, oh, okay, this is a good card or this is a bad card or something like that. Because sometimes, like flashback Benzema now, obviously Luke had a recent experience with Benzema. I didn't really like Benzema at first, but then I got used to him and knew what he could do and can't do realistically in a game, and then actually I found him to be quite a good card. So maybe that's what it is with you, Luke. Maybe it's because of that, just that sort of initial situation, potentially.
All I'm going to say is I did that. I hadn't used that Benzema card pretty much ever. I thought I'd try it out. And what ended up happening, I did it, saw how that went, didn't go well, played one game, I kid you not, I scored 5 with Andre Silva. It makes no sense, it doesn't add up, but it just happens.
I know what you're saying.
It just happens.
But I also think
this is not even hyperbole, the match was 8-1, or something like that. It was outrageous.
Yeah.
I was just trying to win one game of rivals.
To that fact that you're used to Andre Silva now, so you know all the ins and outs of Andre Silva. So
I suppose not only that, Luke has an attachment to the player as well. I think that does come into factor. Like, I really do. Like, I know when a Prime Moments Paul Scholes comes out, I'm going to bloody love him because he's one of my favourite players of all time. Even though he's not meta. Do you know what I mean? So I think that does come into play a lot.
Exactly. To be fair, if you show a lot of people a screenshot of a team with Paul Scholes in it, I'm pretty sure nearly everybody would say, get that Paul Scholes out of there. He's not.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If I started uploading videos and started going like on TikTok or something like that, and started going, Andre Silva's absolutely goated. Try this card out, lads. I'd get laughed at.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, that being said, I probably will start doing that, but
I
have the proof. I have the proof. I've got rank 4 with that man. Like, nearly rank 3. Like, it doesn't make sense, but it works.
But I feel like it is very much like I'd rather use a fun card like that than going with instantaneously Mbappe or something like that up front.
Yeah.
Like, everyone can easily just go, oh, I want to have Mbappe as my striker. But to go with like Andre Silva, flashback Harry Kane, or my headliners Luis Diaz, who I do play at striker, as that option instead. Like, not many people would genuinely do that in FIFA.
Oh, I don't know. He is a Liverpool player.
Yeah,
people
sure.
play Mane at striker.
But in terms of what the meta
suspects,
is and stuff like that, people won't instantaneously pick said player. Obviously, he'd be a lot more popular than an Andre Silva at the end of the day.
But we found out who was better the other day, didn't we? Do you want to get into this debate?
It was a connection.
Do you want to get into this debate? We played a game on Mers' stream the other day. And what was the score, Mers?
2-1?
Yep. And how many goals did Diaz get?
It was unfortunate that he didn't get his goal. Basically, it was
how did Andre Silva score?
Basically, EAA'd.
And just fill me in. How many did Andre Silva score despite hitting the post a couple times?
2.
Yep, 2. Just making sure. Andre Silva is better.
Laurent Blanc let me down in that game. That's what it was. Laurent Blanc.
Who let you down? Sorry.
Laurent Blanc was letting me down.
Laurent Blanc. I mean, I did target him. Laurent Blanc was absolutely the prime target. But Diaz missed a 1-on-1 as well, which you need to cover.
He did. It was my usual sort of situation, counter-attacking, a good old corner. Love doing that. And 1-on-1 situation.
And since then, I've remembered to move it from 4 to 3. Turns out, didn't realise because I changed players in game. My custom tactics were set to the default for attacking, which was 4. So I was getting counter-attacked a lot from corners and thinking, poor me.
Oh, yeah.
No, not poor you. You just haven't changed it like an idiot.
Now this is an interesting question I've got. This can be for both of you, by the way. But make a bold prediction, say for FIFA in the next few months. Like, what do you think might just make a bold prediction, like a random promo if you want to come up with a suggestion. Like, do a prediction right now for FIFA 22 and all the remaining part of it. Say between now and the team of the season. I've got a prediction right now. I bet you the next because obviously we had winter wildcards that had the swaps and future stars that had swaps. I bet you the next swaps is going to be in FUT birthday.
Ooh. I like that. That's a good prediction. I like that.
I mean, that's sort of similar lines to what I was thinking. I was thinking this. I don't know if this is a prediction or just this is bold. Team of the season with them.
Team of the season.
I think team of the season.
Wow.
Team of the season swaps would be very interesting.
That'd be interesting.
I think that's good though.
If that happened, that would have to have
though,
multiple sections of it as well. Because team of the season goes on for about 6-7 weeks.
But so obviously they do it.
They would have
each
to
league at a time,
it.
don't they? So what does the swaps have? All the leagues in at one? Oh wow, a couple of players from one league. Wow, because obviously 6.
I don't know.
Wow.
You got to get creative with it. You know, there's so many players that don't get team of the season cards that deserve it. So I think that's a really good shout, if I'm honest. Like,
maybe that's how they. Maybe that's how they release team of the season most consistent. Maybe that's what they do. That could be a unique way to get team of the season most consistent in, whilst also giving them time to shoehorn in another promo somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, so they don't have the team, so they don't have the actual 18 players or so. They put all the 18 players into swaps, or they have
maybe into swaps packs, maybe into. I can see them doing something like that. Maybe giving.
Okay, that is very bold, considering that means no money for EA. Oof.
It means money on other stuff. Team of the season honourable mentions is not the most expensive. Like that's the one that would make them the least in terms of team of the season.
Ooh.
So if they could afford to bin one of them off, they'd probably bin that one off and then do a different promo with a lot more meta players.
Interesting. I mean, that is a very bold prediction.
You asked for bold, so you're getting bold.
They got bold, right? What about you?
You're not just getting bold. You're getting bold, italics, and underline, mate.
Yeah, that is bold. Right. For me, I think. No, I think that they're going to bring out more heroes.
I think they're bringing out
more
upgraded
heroes.
I think they're going to bring out more heroes, and we're going to get hero moments.
Okay.
Obviously, either if we just get hero moments, that's I think that would be cool. But I would love to see like a new small batch of heroes. You know, even if it's just 4 of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know if it's bold, but I just think it's quite cool. I think the heroes have been quite good. That Di Natale is still on my team now. He's brilliant.
He's still on my bench.
Nice to hear.
Okay.
He can't get in ahead of Andre Silva. That just can't happen. Muriel replaces him. Muriel replaces him for me, and Andre Silva just doesn't get replaced. That's just how this works.
Oh my days.
All right, Lind.
What do you mean? Oh my days.
Nah, I mean Di Natale is different gravy.
You said
Andre Silva's different gravy.
No. You're just the only person that uses Andre Silva, right? Okay.
Listen, I've got a unique mix of gravy here, and it works.
If you look up Footbin and the stats for
this is not granules.
Andre Silva,
this is
it's all 100% Luke. Okay, guys. Like,
let's have a look how many he's actually played on Andre Silva.
But what 4 heroes would you like to see? Like, name 4 former players then that you'd like to see.
Obviously, being a United fan, Pat Ji-sung, Michael Carrick. Obviously, he's not retired yet, but Jermaine Defoe, like.
I mean, he was practically retired.
Yeah. It's mad how he's still going, but I think that he would be a cracking hero. To be fair, I think 3 of them could be icons in my opinion, but probably most likely more hero material.
Hero, I think, for them, even Defoe, like them 3. As 2 of them being Spurs related as well, they do scream hero to me. More than icon.
It's true, and to be fair, the Farron one, he's not retired yet either, but he's my second favorite player of all time, Shinji Kagawa.
Okay.
I've been waiting for him to get a moment or a flashback for about 2 years now, and they've still not done it, and I don't know why I love him. I just do. He's like a cult hero for me. It's a bit like you thought with Andre Silva. I would just love a Kagawa, like a hero Kagawa for his Dortmund days.
Yeah, and even at United briefly as well. Don't forget
briefly, that. Obviously he couldn't get going, but obviously he was.
I still did like.
He's got a hat trick, against Norwich, so that's all right.
You'll always have that.
Yeah, and he obviously won the league as well. Gerrard didn't win that, so exactly. Kagawa did, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you got rid of Kagawa, you haven't won the league.
I mean,
you know what to do.
That hat trick of goals against Norwich would have been good if there was any Norwich fans that we knew, but we only know a Chelsea fan.
We know Chelsea. We know a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, we don't know a Norwich fan or anyone.
That's what I mean.
We know Norwich supporter because he's local to it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Hero moments would be so cool, like a Kagawa hat trick against Norwich. I mean, that'd be so cool.
One that I would want to become a hero card down the line. This is obviously when retirements happen, etc. Like, I want to see more off-league ones. You know how we've got as much as they're not good for value. You see El Jabber and you go like, ugh.
Yeah.
But one that comes to mind for me when I think cult hero, and when I think hero cards, I think a Delta Rat for the championship would be a fun one.
Very fun. Very, very fun.
I think that'd be a fun one to bring back a card that certain people really like in a league that, realistically, the championship, that would be a great card to use, the Tarat card, probably during team of the season.
The only thing is, these players will mention, some of them are retired. So,
yeah. Tarat's one I'm absolutely talking about when he retires and, probably...
Oh, yeah. It'd be cool though if they did bring back cards that aren't retired and still give them like a hero. I still think that they could do that if obviously they got the licenses. But I don't know. Yeah, they could do so much.
Just thought of a funny potential moments one. Jimmy Bullock for his halftime, or the celebration, should I say, taking the piss out of whoever the manager was.
Do you mean Jimmy Bullard?
Yeah. You talk about yeah. That would be quite funny. That would be quite funny. That would be high rated, but it would be quite funny.
Yeah, and have the celebration as well, that
would be real cool. Get them all sitting down.
That celebration was the worst. You couldn't even control it at times. If a jammy goal went in, EA knew just to do that celebration. That was the worst thing. I wanted to do that celebration more often, because I was toxic at the time. But it just naturally happened. In stupid situations, if a stupid goal goes in, you just see suddenly
Yeah.
I'm just gesturing it now. Just points finger, walks.
Yeah.
You just sort of like, why can't I do that more often? Why does it pick just when there's a stupid... I mean, it's to wind someone up. And the game does it for you, so they can't even get mad.
Do you have any questions about FIFA you might want to ask Lind?
I think you've covered most of the important ones, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything on the top of my head. You know, me and creativity don't go well together.
All right, I'm going to put one last one. So, based off of current form so far this season, which player the most do you want to have as a team of season card?
That's good. That's good. So far.
Yeah, so far, because obviously could go off the rails for the next 2 months or something like that, and then go out of contention, I guess.
A card I would love to use. The thing is, I want to pick someone outside the box that haven't really had many special cards as well. Because I like using a player that I ain't really used before, and it's quite exciting. So, other than just boosting a card that I already love and the stats, you know what I mean? I want someone fresh. You know what? To be honest, I think if you improve Saka's 3-star to like a 4-star, give him a 5-star something, he could have a naughty team of the season card. He could have a really, really good card. Because you got to think he's got good defense. If he gets boosted in the right areas, he could have really good defensive stats as well. So like as a box to box as well, brilliant.
So basically,
I mean, Saka at that point would scream out 3-5-2 to me. At that point,
you're just catering to Luke now with
just catering to me. me in the 3-5-2.
Yeah, true.
High defending, high pace, probably high stamina as well.
He would be good. He would be good, but I
don't
know right now. Like it's hard saying it. Anything can happen right now in the season.
I obviously Luke wants to see Andre Silva. That's
but it's not going to happen. I'm already braced for it to not happen.
Surely Nkunku will have a ridiculous team in the season.
Yeah, but you can have more than one from the same team, so you probably could.
No, but it's not the same team sort of thing. It's looking at how well the attackers are performing in the Bundesliga. I don't think he's actually in real life in contention.
Where is he sat?
Like to get ahead of Haaland, to get ahead of Lewandowski, to get ahead of even players like Patrick Schick. As much as I'd love to blindly just say, give it to him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
where does he sit?
The more you look into stat-wise,
golden boot situation.
I'll find out where he sits in the golden boot for you.
Because obviously, if he gets obviously I'm guessing Lewandowski would get the golden boot or something like that.
Well, he's already hit 40 goals again, hasn't he, this season already? Ridiculous.
So if Andre Silva comes second or third in the golden boot chase, then surely he would be
I don't think it's close, if I'm honest.
He's currently tied 8th.
Oh God, okay.
So Lewandowski, see, this is what I said I'd do. So we've got Lewandowski on 28, Patrick Schick on 20, Haaland 16.
Schick's got 20. Wow, under it.
Schick got 20, yeah. Modeste 15, Nkunku 13, Gnabry on 10 as well with Diaby, Silva, Royce and Taiwo Awoniyi for Union Berlin are all on 9. So
wow.
Okay. So there's there.
This is why I was like, there's not going to probably be an Andre Silva team in a season as much as I crave it to be.
Right. Open letter to EA then for a special card then.
Just suddenly starts writing, EA, can you give us flashback / moments Andre Silva? I would like moments Andre Silva. The moment being how he got Kyle Walker a red card this season.
He did.
Brilliant stuff. I think that's. I can't really think of anything else asking it, but obviously, guys, make sure to check out Lyndifyde.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll put all his links down below for his YouTube, Twitch, his Twitter, all down below. So make sure to check him out and drop him a follow. Lind, thank you for being on
Legends,
today's
honestly,
podcast.
that's been a great chat.
But he will also be in our other 2 series as well, Pack to the Future and Bonus Draft Builder.
Yeah.
So obviously check those out. Pack to the Future will be around the same time as the podcast comes out, hopefully. Give or take. So keep your eyes out for that. Luke, thank you, obviously, as always.
No problem, anytime.
And guys, if you want to ask us questions for the podcast, because obviously it'll be hopefully back to normal schedule next week with normal 3 of us, Brad, myself and Luke. And so get into... I've actually attached it to the podcast on Spotify, so you can actually add questions to... There's like a question saying, ask us questions, and then you just comment what your question is, so you can do that
cool,
as well.
I didn't know that.
Join the Discord, which is linked in the description as well. But that is it for this week, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Except for Lynn, won't see you because he's a guest.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Right, cheers, guys.
Peace out.
See ya.
Peace out.